Look at these spectacular oak trees here in the cemetery and the cut stone walls, and this place tells an amazing story in and of itself. A lot of the Mexican families brought their trades to Southern California and were instrumental in building Southern California pretty much from the ground up, stone by stone. All these folks that are laying here, as Richard Nixon used to refer to them as the silent majority. And so I am here amongst the silent majority, knowing that many of these folks traveled great distances just to end up right here. People of Mexican descent have tremendous roots in this entire region, and I'm here today right around Dia de los Muertos, looking for and going to some grave sites to pay some respects to members of my family. The story of Dia de los Muertos is that every year the spirits get to come home, and if we remember them and we cherish them, then the memories are strong. They get to make the journey back from the land of the spirits and come home. It is an ancient tradition, and it goes back way back in beyond the Mexica, the Aztec folks. It's a harvest celebration, but it's celebrated Mictlan Siwat, who was Mictlan being the place where the spirits repose, and Siwat meaning woman. That came down through the Catholic tradition, and the Catholics co-opted that and moved it into 2 days, coinciding with their All Saints' Day, and so that became Dia de los Muertos in November, and that's how we have it now. Days of the Dead are not about mourning and being sad about what you've lost. It is really about what brought us to where we are and the memories and the beauty of that past. I am at the Community Presbyterian Church. This church has been here in one form or another since 1913. It was built as Divino Salvador, or Divine Savior Presbyterian Church. This church was built by a group of Mexican settlers led by a man named Ramon Romero. Ramon Romero and a group of 12 families with the Romero family came from northern Mexico in the early 1900s, about 1901, and they settled in Redlands. By 1913, they had a congregation big enough to build this church, Divine Savior. Ramon settled in the Redlands Colonia on Ohio Street, and him and the families at the donation of Gavino Trevino, who lived next door to the property, donated the property. The families got together and they built a beautiful house of worship. I think it's quite fitting that under this spectacular oak tree, deeply rooted into the rich soil of Redlands, is the resting place of my great-grandfather, Ramon Romero. Ramon's story has been a big part of my journey, learning about who I am and the community I came from, and a big part came from learning about Ramon. I am standing at the resting place of my great-grandmother, Ramona Romero. My Dia Ramona was named after her. My brother Ramon was named after her husband, Ramon Romero. Ramon's story has been recounted, but Ramona had just dropped out of the story. So to see Ramona here at rest, it tells me a lot about the continuity of history, how important our stories are, and how important it is within our families to keep the stories of who we were intact, wherever we came from. People that followed that path along Highway 99, that ancient trail, that dusty road, and finally that great highway that brought people to and from Redlands. People like Ramona, who even to her own family, very little had been remembered. A significant part of Redlands' history would have been different without folks like them who came with a dream and a goal in mind, but they became part of a larger legacy of Mexican people coming to California and coming to Redlands, in my family's case, looking to be able to practice their religion. So here we are, Hillside Cemetery, on this amazing day, and learning more and more about just how connected we are from that road that we walk to right here. The ghosts of our ancestors don't walk that trail. They live along that trail. And they rest at places like Hillside Cemetery.